School of Management Studies IGNOU presents an audiobook on the course Mmpc 008 Information Systems for Managers for MBA program. Block 3 System Analysis and Computer Languages. Unit 9 Building Information Systems. Part 2.
Redesigning the organization with information systems. One of the most important things to know about building a new information system is that this process is one kind of planned organizational change. Frequently, new systems mean new ways of doing business and working together. The nature of tasks, the speed with which they must be completed, the nature of supervision, and who has what information about whom will all be decided in the process of building an information system. This is especially true in contemporary systems, which deeply affect many parts of the organization. System builders must understand how a system will affect the organization as a whole, focusing particularly on organizational conflict and changes in the locus of decision-making. Builders must also consider how the nature of work groups will change under the impact of the new system. Builders determine how much change is needed. New information systems can be powerful instruments for organizational change. The most common form of IT-enabled organizational change is automation. The first applications of information technology involved assisting employees perform their tasks more efficiently and effectively. Calculating paychecks and payroll registers, giving back tellers instant access to customer deposit records, and developing a nationwide network of airline reservation terminals for airline reservation agents are all examples of early automation. Automation is akin to putting a larger motor in an existing automobile. A deeper form of organizational change, one that follows quickly from early automation, is rationalization procedure. Automation frequently reveals new bottlenecks in production and makes the existing arrangement of procedures and structures painfully cumbersome. Rationalization of procedures is the streamlining of standard operating procedures, eliminating obvious bottlenecks so that automation can make operating procedures more efficient. A more powerful type of organization change is business re-engineering, in which business processes are analyzed, simplified, and redesigned. Re-engineering involves radically rethinking the flow of work, the business procedures used to produce products and services with a mind of radically reduce the costs of business. A business process is a set of logically related tasks performed to achieve a defined business outcome. Some examples of business processes are developing a new product, ordering goods from a supplier, or processing and paying an insurance claim. Using information technology, organizations can rethink and streamline their business processes to improve speed, service, and quality. Business re-engineering reorganizes workflows, combining steps to cut waste and eliminating repetitive, paper-intensive tasks. It is much more ambitious than rationalization of procedures, requiring a new vision of how the process is to be organized. Rationalizing procedures and redesigning business processes are limited to specific parts of a business. New information systems can ultimately affect the design of the entire organization by actually transforming how the organization carries out its business or even the nature of the business itself. This still more radical form of business change is called a paradigm shift. A paradigm shift involves rethinking the nature of the business and the nature of the organization itself. Banks, for instance, may decide not to automate, rationalize, or re-engineering the jobs of tellers. Instead, they may decide to eliminate branch banking altogether and seek less expensive source of funds like international borrowing. Retail customers may be forced to use the internet to conduct all their business or a proprietary network. A paradigm shift is akin to rethinking not just the automobile but transportation itself. Of course, nothing is free. Paradigm shifts and re-engineering often fail because extensive organization change is so difficult to orchestrate. Some experts believe that 70% of the time they fail. Why then do so many corporations entertain such radical change? Because the rewards are equally high. In many instances, firms seeking paradigm shifts and pursuing re-engineering strategies achieve stunning order of magnitude increases in their returns on investment. Business values of information system. Let's take a retail store as an example to illustrate this important first point. As a consumer, you have to deal regularly with information systems used to support business operations at the many retail stores where you shop. For example, most department stores use computer-based information systems to help them record customer purchases, keep track of inventory, pay employees, buy new merchandise, and evaluate sales trends. Store operations would grind to a halt without the support of such information systems. Information systems also help store managers make better decisions and attempt to gain a strategic competitive advantage. For example, decisions on what lines of clothing or appliances need to be added or discontinued, or what kind of investments they require, are typically made after an analysis provided by computer-based information systems. This not only supports the decision-making of store managers, but also helps them look for ways to gain an advantage over other retailers in the competition for customers. For example, store managers might make a decision to invest in a computerized touchscreen catalog ordering system as a strategic information system. This might lure customers away from other stores based on the ease of ordering merchandise provided by such a computer-based information system. Thus, strategic information helps provide strategic products and services that give an organization a comparative advantage over its competitors. Outsourcing information system. If a firm does not want to use its own internal sources to build and operate information system, it can hire an external organization that specializes in providing these services to do the work. The process of turning over an organization's computer central operations, telecommunications network, or applications development to external vendors of these services is called outsourcing. Outsourcing information system is not a new phenomenon. Outsourcing options have existed since the dawn of data processing. As early as 1963, Petrot's Electronic Data System (EDS) handled data processing services for Frito-Lay and Blue Cross. Activities such as software programming, operation of large computers, time sharing, and purchase of packaged software have to some extent been outsourced since the 1960s. Because information systems play such a large role in contemporary organizations, information technology now accounts for about half of most large firms' capital expenditure. In firms where the cost of information systems function has risen rapidly, managers are seeking ways to control those costs and are treating information technology as a capital investment instead of an operating cost of the firm. One option for controlling these costs is to outsource. Advantages and disadvantages of outsourcing. Outsourcing is becoming popular because some organizations perceive it as being more cost-effective than it would be to maintain their own computer center and information system staff. The provider of outsourcing services can benefit from economies of scale and is likely to charge competitive prices for information system services. Outsourcing allows a company with fluctuating needs for computer processing to pay for only what it uses rather than to build its own computer center to stand underutilized when there is no peak load. Some firms outsource because their internal information system staff cannot keep pace with technological change. But not all organizations benefit from outsourcing, and the disadvantages of outsourcing can create serious problems for organizations if they are not well understood and managed. Advantages of outsourcing: economy. Outsourcing vendors are specialists in the information system services and technologies they provide. Through specialization and economies of scale, they can deliver the same service and value for less money than the cost of an internal organization. Service quality. Because outsourcing vendors will lose their clients if the service is unsatisfactory, companies often have more leverage over external vendors than over their own employees. The firm that outsources may be able to obtain a higher level of service from vendors for the same or lower costs. Predictability. An outsourcing contract with a fixed price for a specified level of service reduces uncertainty of costs. Flexibility. Business growth can be accommodated without making major changes in the organization's information systems infrastructure. As information technology permeates the entire value chain of a business, outsourcing may provide superior control of the business because its costs and capabilities can be adjusted to meet changing needs. Making fixed costs variable. Some outsourcing agreements, such as running payroll, are based on the price per unit of work done. Many outsourcers will take into account variations in transaction processing volumes likely to occur during the year or over the course of the outsourcing agreement. Clients only need to pay for the amount of services they consume, as opposed to paying a fixed cost to maintain internal systems that are not fully utilized. Freeing up human resources for other projects and financial capital. Scarce and costly talent within an organization can refocus on activities with higher value and payback than they would find in running a technology factory. Some agreements with outsource include the sale for cash of the outsourced firm's technology capital assets to the vendor. Disadvantages of outsourcing. Not all organizations obtain these benefits from outsourcing. There are dangers in placing the information systems function outside the organization. Outsourcing can create serious problems such as loss of control, vulnerability of strategic information, and dependence on the fortunes of an external firm. Loss of control. When a firm farms out the responsibility for developing and operating its information systems to another organization, it can lose control over its information systems function. Outsourcing places the vendor in an advantageous position where the client has to accept whatever the vendor does and whatever fee the vendor charges. If a vendor becomes the firm's only alternative for running and developing its information systems, the client must accept whatever technologies the vendor provides. This dependency could eventually result in higher costs or loss of control over technological direction. Vulnerability of strategic information. Trade secrets or proprietary information may leak out to competitors because a firm's information systems are being run or developed by outsiders. This could be especially harmful if a firm allows an outsource to develop or to operate applications that give it some type of competitive advantage. Dependency. The firm becomes dependent on the viability of the vendor. A vendor with financial problems or deteriorating services may create severe problems for its client. When to use outsourcing? Since outsourcing has both benefits and liabilities and is not meant for all organizations or all institutions, managers should assess the role of information systems in their organization before making an outsourcing decision. There are a number of circumstances under which outsourcing makes a great deal of sense. When there is limited opportunity for the firm to distinguish itself competitively through a particular information systems application or series of applications. For instance, both the development and operational Both the development and operation of payroll systems are frequently outsourced to free the information system staff to concentrate on activities with a higher potential payoff, such as customer service or manufacturing systems. Applications such as payroll or cafeteria accounting, for which the firms obtain little competitive advantage from excellence, are strong candidates for outsourcing. If carefully developed, applications such as airline reservations or plant scheduling could provide a firm with a distinct advantage over competitors. The firm could lose profits, customers, or market share if such systems have problems. Applications where the rewards for excellence are high and where the penalties for failure are high should probably be developed and operated internally. Companies may also continue to develop applications internally while outsourcing their computer center operations when they do not need to distinguish themselves competitively by performing their computer processing on-site. When the predictability of uninterrupted information system service is not very important. For instance, airline reservations or catalog shopping systems are too critical to be trusted outside. If these systems fail to operate for a few days or even for a few hours, they could close down the business. On the other hand, a system to process employee insurance claims could be more easily outsourced because uninterrupted processing of claims is not critical to their survival of the firm. When outsourcing does not strip the company of the technical know-how required for future information systems innovation. If a firm outsources some of its system but maintains its own internal information system staff, it should ensure that its staff remains technically up to date and has the expertise to develop future applications. When the firm's existing information systems capabilities are limited, ineffective, or technically inferior, some organizations use outsourcers as an easy way to revamp their information systems technology. For instance, they might use an outsourcer to help them make the transition from traditional mainframe-based computing to a new information architecture, distributed computing environment. Despite the conventional wisdom on when to outsource, companies sometimes do outsource strategic functions. In many cases, if systems development and the information systems function are well managed and productive, there may not be much immediate benefit that can be provided by an external vendor. Managing outsourcing. To obtain value from outsourcing, organizations need to make sure the process is properly managed. With sound business analysis and an understanding of outsourcing strengths and limitations, managers can identify the most appropriate applications to outsource and develop a workable outsourcing plan. Segmenting the firm's range of information systems activities into pieces that potentially can be outsourced makes the problem more manageable and also helps companies match an outsourcer with the appropriate job. Non-critical applications are usually the most appropriate candidates for outsourcing. Firms should identify mission-critical applications and mission-critical human resources required to develop and manage these applications. This would allow the firm to retain its most highly skilled people and focus all of its efforts on the most mission-critical applications development. Setting technology strategy is one area that companies should not abdicate to outsourcers. This strategic task is best kept in-house. Ideally, the firm should have a working relationship of trust with an outsourcing vendor. The vendor should understand the client's business and work with the client as a partner, adapting agreements to meet the client's changing needs. Firms should clearly understand the advantages provided by the vendor and what they will have to give up to obtain these advantages. For lower operating costs, can the client live with the 5-second response time during peak hours or next-day repair of microcomputers in remote offices? Organizations should not abdicate management responsibility by outsourcing. They need to manage the outsourcer as they would manage their own internal information systems department by setting priorities, ensuring that the right people are brought in, and guaranteeing that information systems are running smoothly. They should establish criteria for evaluating the outsourcing vendor that include performance expectations and measurement methods for response time, transaction volumes, security, disaster recovery, backups in the event of a catastrophe, processing requirements of new applications, and distributed processing on microcomputers, workstations, and LANs. Firms should design outsourcing contracts carefully so that the outsourcing services can be adjusted if the nature of the business changes. Ensuring quality with information system. The emergence of a global economy has stimulated worldwide interest in achieving quality. Companies can no longer be satisfied with producing goods and services that compete only with goods produced within their own country. Consumers can now select from a broad range of products and services produced anywhere in the world. Before examining how information systems can contribute to quality throughout the organization, we must first define the term quality. Traditional definitions for quality have focused upon the conformance to specifications. With this definition, a producer can easily measure the quality of its products. Achieving quality under this definition requires 3 steps from the manufacturer. First, establish product specifications. Second, measure products as they are produced to determine whether or not they achieve the standards established in the specifications. Third, alter the manufacturing process whenever necessary to bring the products up to the standard. However, achieving quality is not quite that simple and direct. The definition of quality has been changing and broadening in recent years. Defining quality as conformances to specifications view it from a producer's perspective only. Customers have a different perspective, being more concerned with value for their rupees. They normally apply 3 criteria. First, customers are concerned with the quality of the physical product. They want to know if the product is durable, how safe it is, its reliability, its ease of use and installation, its stylishness, and how well the producer supports the product. Second, customers are concerned with the quality of service, by which they mean the accuracy and truthfulness of the advertising, the timeliness and accuracy of the billing process, responsiveness to warranties, and ongoing product support. Finally, customer concepts of quality include of the psychological aspects. How well do the sales and support staff know their products, the courtesy and sensitivity of the staff, and even their neatness, the reputation of product. For companies to compete globally, they need to include a customer perspective in any definition of quality. Today, more and more businesses are turning to an idea known as total quality management. Total quality management, TQM, is a concept that makes quality the responsibility of all people within an organization. TQM holds that the achievement of quality control is an end in itself. Everyone is expected to contribute to the overall improvement of quality: the engineer who avoids design errors, the production worker who spots defects, the sales representative who presents the product properly to potential customers, and even the secretary who avoids typing mistakes. Total quality management encompasses all of the functions within an organization. TQM is based on quality management concepts developed by American quality experts. Japanese management adopted the goal of 0 defects, focusing on improving their products or services prior to shipment rather than correcting them after they have been delivered. Japanese companies often give the responsibility for quality consistency to the workers who actually make the product or service, as opposed to a quality control department. Studies have repeatedly shown that the earlier in the business cycle a problem is eliminated, the less it costs for the company to eliminate it. Thus, the Japanese quality approach not only brought a shift in focus to the workers and an increased respect for product and service quality, but also lowered costs. How information systems contribute to total quality management. Information systems can fill a special role in corporate quality programs for a number of reasons. First, IS is deeply involved with the daily work of other departments throughout the organizations. IS analysis usually have taken a leading role in designing, developing, and supporting such varied departmental systems as corporate payrolls, patent research systems, chemical process control systems, logistics systems, and sales support systems. IS professionals also maintain their knowledge of these departments through their participation in departmental information planning. In addition, IS personnel are usually key to the sharing of data between departments because they have unique knowledge of the relationships between various departments. Often, only IS personnel know where certain data originate, how other departments use and store them, and which other functions would benefit from having access to them. With this broad understanding of the functional integration of the corporation, IS personnel can be valuable members of any quality project team. The IS staff in effective information systems departments have 3 skills that are critical to the success of a quality program. First, they are specialists in analyzing and redesigning business processes. Second, many IS technicians are experienced in quantifying and measuring procedures and critical activities in any process. Typically, IS departments have long been involved with measurements of their own manager training, has long been a staple of better IS departments. Such trainings include the use of project management software. These skills can contribute a great deal to any serious quality program, which will normally be organized as a project and will usually be heavily task-oriented. The information system staff is the source of ideas on the application of technology to quality issues. Often they are also the people who can make that technology available to the quality project. For example, with the help of IS departments, statistical analysis software is becoming more widely used in the drive for quality. Benchmark. Many companies have been effective in achieving quality by setting strict standards for products, services, and other activities and then measuring performance against those standards. Companies may use external industry standards, standards set by other companies, internally developed high standards, or some combination of the 3. IS contributes to these efforts in many ways. IS staff participates in re-engineering projects and helps to design and build the systems that make the quality processes possible. Any study of quality programs show that information is a top concern to those involved, and IS is often central to the collection of that information. To improve production or sales, for example, management needs data to determine both what is being done right and what is being done wrong. IS is usually the key to making that information available in a timely fashion and in a format useful to those who need it for quality purposes. For instance, manufacturing data have traditionally been supplied to management in summary form at the end of the manufacturing process. In effect, it is historical data that at best can be used to reduce future problems. To provide better information for benchmarking, information systems specialists can work with business specialists, either to design new systems or to analyze quality-related data found in existing systems. Use customer demands as a guide to improving products and services. Improving customer service, making customer service the number 1 priority, will improve the quality of the product itself. Reduce cycle time. Experience indicates that the single best way to address quality problems is to reduce the amount of time from the beginning of a process to its end. Reducing cycle time usually results in fewer steps, an improvement right there. But reducing cycle time has other advantages. With less time passing between beginning and end, workers will be better aware of what came just before and so are less likely to make mistakes. Improve the quality and precision of the design. Quality and precision in design will eliminate many production problems. Computer-aided design, CAD software has made dramatic quality improvements possible in a wide range of businesses, from aircraft manufacturing to production of razor blades. Increase the precision of production. For any products, one key way to achieve quality is to tighten production tolerance. CAD software has also made this possible. Most CAD software packages include a facility to translate design specifications into specifications both for production tooling and for the production process itself. In this way, products with more precise designs can also be produced more efficiently. Include line workers in any quality process. Experience has shown that involvement of the people who perform the function is critical to achieving quality in that function. Although the information systems could potentially make many more contributions like these, its involvement in corporate quality programs has provoked a great deal of controversy. IS has been criticized for a reluctance to become involved in organization-wide quality programs. Often IS focuses exclusively upon technological capabilities while not reaching out to aid the rest of the company in the ways described above. For example, many IS departments are criticized for failure to use customer demands as a guide to improving their products and services. On the other hand, non-IS departments often fail to consider contributions the IS staff might make to their quality project and so do not reach out to involve them. It is not uncommon for IS to be viewed only as technical support with little to contribute to the planning or content of the quality program. Summary. In this unit, we discussed about computer-based information system and their different types. Information systems have been used by organization as an effective way for decision-making and in supporting communication. The field of IT moves so rapidly that technology often fails to keep pace with innovation. The same problem occurs with information system classification. People identify a new type of system such as DSS or EIS and describe its characteristics are no longer as important or have become commonplace. Eventually, many information systems contain characteristics from several system categories. Furthermore, a system that fits in a category today may not fit once new features are added. Information systems that contain characteristics of several different categories can be called hybrid information systems. Organizations in the past few years have shown a tendency to focus on their core business. Functions that are not considered to be part of the core business are outsourced to external suppliers. Organizations face an increased need, flexibility as a consequence of a faster changing competitive environment, and rapid developments in information technology. Management has been questioning the idea that quality costs more. Today, many senior executives have come to the conclusion that the lack of quality is actually a significant expense. While we all understand that product returns and repairs result in added costs for repair, only recently has management focused on the many previously hidden costs.
We were listening to the audiobook by the School of Management Studies IGNOU for MBA program, course code Mmpc 008. Information Systems for Managers. Course Coordinator, Professor Anurag Saxena, School of Management Studies, IGNOU. Voiceover by Renuka. Edited by Ruchi Sharma. Program assisted by Jagbandhu Jana. Program produced by Dr. Manoj Kumar Singh. This program was brought to you by Electronic Media Production Center of Indira Gandhi National Open University.